Alright guys, so as you saw earlier, noticed my window trim is looking bad. So today's the day we're going to fix it. So originally, and I'll show you here in a second, it was, had all those spots that are real common on these. It's super moldy, gross looking. I got that same blackout trim tape as a suggestion from one of the guys in our club, Fair Lady Alliance of Atlanta. Tried it on the driver's side just real quick to see how it worked out. It looked pretty good, so I did the second side, but on the first side, since I was kind of in a rush, I didn't actually prep it correctly. The passenger side's still doing just fine. It looks great. I actually wiped it down with alcohol and used heat and did the whole thing correctly. Driver's side, I kind of rushed through it, so I'm going to pull it off. I'm going to show you what it looks like underneath. It's a real common problem on these cars, but then I'm going to install the tape over it and show you the finished product. One thing that's super important is prep, obviously, so I didn't wipe it down. And also, one of the things I did on the driver's side that I didn't do on the passenger side is I didn't actually do the whole section. I just did the bottom portion and not the section up by where it seals at the window. At the time, I thought that would be enough, but I noticed that some of those same nasty spots were on that section. So when I did it on the passenger side, it turned out really well. So I'm going to do that. So we'll go over that here in just a second. And so, yeah, as you can see, just like is real common on these, see a lot of posts about it, especially in the back section here. It gets those really weird, almost like mold. Now, this doesn't look quite as bad as it did before. I don't know if it's because of the tape being on it for so long and it just kind of blended it or something. I don't know. But it looked a lot worse before, but it's still pretty bad. So we're going to cover it up. So let's get to it. Alright guys, so as you can see, turned out a whole lot better this time. Went all the way up on the lip where the window sits. Cool thing about this tape is it's the exact width from top to bottom, from the bottom of the trim to the top where it hits the window. So aside from the very, very back section where it hits the B-pillar, where it shortens down, you got to trim that a little bit. And really what I do is I just trim that little edge where the top trim cuts off, and then you can actually wrap it around behind it, pull it tight, make it nice and tight, and that also will keep it secured. Now, of course, the heat from the sun is going to help it. If it was a colder day, I was inside, I'd use a heat gun, particularly around that curve. What I do is I put pressure when I'm laying it down first on kind of the peak of the curvature of the trim the entire way, all the way to the back, and then lay it down on the bottom and then lay it down on the top. Works out really well, but as you can see, great results. It's $5 at AutoZone, way cheaper than getting new replacements, and way easier as well. So I totally recommend it. Give it a shot. Thanks for watching. Give a like, subscribe if you liked it. Feel free to share. Thanks.